The visionary entrepreneur doesn't just want to start a business, they want to change how the world operates. These are people who see a future that doesn't exist yet and work backwards to build it. Figures like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk are the ultimate examples. Visionaries are rarely focused on short-term profits. Instead, they are obsessed with the product, the design, and the massive impact their idea will have. What makes them different is their ability to convince others, investors, employees, and customers, to believe in a reality that is still years away. The hustler is the exact opposite of the visionary. They don't wait for a world-changing idea, they just start selling. Whether it's flipping items online, starting a service business, or cold calling clients, hustlers rely on sheer willpower and work ethic. They start small, usually with zero capital, and rely on cash flow rather than investor money. For the hustler, business is a numbers game. They are not tied to a specific industry. If a product stops making money, they pivot instantly to the next opportunity. Their greatest asset is their relentless drive. The innovator is the classic inventor. These are the engineers, coders, and scientists who create a product so superior that it creates its own market. While the visionary sells a dream, the innovator builds a perfect machine. James Dyson, who tested over 5,000 prototypes to create his bagless vacuum, is a perfect example. The biggest challenge for the innovator is that they are often obsessed with the product itself rather than the business of selling it. They believe a great product will sell itself, which is why the smartest innovators eventually partner with great marketers. The lifestyle entrepreneur builds a business with one specific goal in mind: personal freedom. They are not interested in managing hundreds of employees or building a billion-dollar empire. Instead, they want a business that funds their ideal lifestyle. These are the digital nomads, the online course creators, and the e-commerce store owners who work from their laptops anywhere in the world. Their wealth is not measured in valuation, but in time and location independence. Once their business generates enough passive or semi-passive income, they stop growing it and start living. Empire builders are the operational geniuses of the business world. They take a proven concept and scale it to massive proportions. Think of Ray Kroc, who didn't invent McDonald's, but turned a single successful burger stand into a global real estate and fast food empire. Empire builders are obsessed with systems, processes, and efficiency. They are not emotionally attached to the product. They are attached to the growth of the organization. Their ultimate goal is market dominance, buying out competitors, and expanding their footprint until they become untouchable. The solopreneur is a one-person business model that has exploded in the digital age. Unlike traditional entrepreneurs who hire teams as they grow, solopreneurs actively choose to stay small. They rely on software, automation, and outsourcing to do the heavy lifting. Writers, consultants, and independent creators fall into this category. By keeping their overhead extremely low, solopreneurs often enjoy higher profit margins than large agencies. They trade the potential for massive scale for total control and a complete lack of management headaches. For the social entrepreneur, profit is only half the equation. Their business exists to solve a social or environmental problem. Companies like Patagonia or Tom's Shoes represent this movement. What makes social entrepreneurs unique is that they use capitalist mechanisms, selling products and generating revenue, to fund philanthropic missions. They don't just rely on donations. They prove that doing good and making money do not have to be mutually exclusive, attracting a deeply loyal customer base in the process. The accidental entrepreneur never actually planned to start a business. They simply had a personal problem and built a solution for themselves. Then friends started asking for it. Then strangers. Before they knew it, their weekend hobby or personal project turned into a fully functioning business. They never wrote a business plan. They never pitched investors. They just kept saying yes to the next person who asked. What makes them special is their authenticity, because they built something people genuinely needed, not something they calculated the market would want. Every great entrepreneur started as just one of these types. But the most dangerous ones? They became all of them. Which type are you? Let us know in the comments. And if you haven't found your type yet, maybe that's the first step.